Well, hello there, paradigm shifters. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, Transformation Tuesday. Do you believe it? It's September. September reminds me of the law of gestation, doesn't it? And it's the ninth month. We've been working, we've been doing it, we've been pushing it, and it's the law of gestation. What if this is the month where whatever it was birthed and was born? So, Paradigm Shifters is a community, global community, dedicated to shift and uplift the planet. And we've had teachers in here from all over the world. I'm so thrilled that for our September topic, my next work is my best work. It reminded me of this perfectionism thing, right? And I'm so thrilled to have my dearest friend, Stephanie Puente here. We've known each other for what, 20 plus years? And I'll tell you, we're going to talk about confidence to take that next step, maybe confidence. And I'll let Stephanie, I've watched Stephanie grow, holy moly, holy whatever, from just and we've had many journeys together, let's just say that, and it's the journey rather than the destiny. That's what I'm finding. So I'm going to turn this over to Stephanie, and tell us about that word confidence, and maybe some stories of your building your confidence along the way, maybe some tools too. So come on in here, Steph.
Wow. Well, thank you, Judy, so much. It is such a privilege and honor to get to be here with you, to get to be participating with this incredible group of difference makers, paradigm shifters who are indeed shifting and uplifting the planet. So I'm so honored to get to be here and be um, contribute to what everyone else is doing to make a difference in our planet. So thank you so much for this honor. And as prior to us getting on, you were talking about, we could stay where we are or we could grow. And I'm so grateful that we have grown together in this journey over 20 plus years, that we've continued to be companions on this journey and really discovering confidence through that process. And, I was thinking about my journey with confidence hasn't been trying to push myself into seeing myself in a certain way, but a discovery of this authentic confidence, meaning that it's been a journey of discovery, that it isn't about Stephanie trying to figure it out, but rather this growing awakening to an awareness of this life that is happening through me. And that right where I am, life is, spirit is. And so developing authentic confidence, really, and that power that is breathing us, myself with a capital S, and really cultivating a relationship that I am creating with life. And that by means of my vision, by means of letting myself know what I would love and putting clarity and specificity to that, that is the vehicle through which I discover that authentic confidence that together life and I are creating. And that as I endeavor to put myself in harmony with what I would love and be that version of myself now, even when I don't feel like it, when the part of me wants to stay small or dim my light. I've also discovered that I've spent many a time waiting until I feel the confidence,
Oh, that's a good
waiting,
point right there.
waiting until I feel better. And it's been a discovery that the part of me that's afraid, the part of me that is super judgmental and super critical and really harsh with myself, that the way that that gets transformed into becoming an inner champion, if you will, is taking the step in the presence of feeling not enough or feeling, afraid, and just putting an arm around that part of myself and loving that discomfort and telling her, this is what it looks like as we are transforming. And it's through that action that the confidence gets built, if you will. And so it's definitely been a journey of making that power within me welcome through the process of partnering with my higher self to take the steps forward and remind myself that everything I need is here. It is with me now. I am connected. And I was thinking about when we recently did our Facebook Live, where I invited you to come on and share about one of your sacred journeys and principles that you used in the book Short, Sweet, and Sacred. You had talked about this particular meditation through Genevieve Bayron, that my mind is a center of divine operation, and that you work with that on a daily basis. And that has been really powerful for me in developing greater levels of confidence, raising my awareness to the knowing that divine operation is happening through me. And even though I may not know how it's going to all work out, I know that the answers, the solutions, the resources, the steps, they're all here. And as I work with staying in harmony with that energy of love, that energy of service, that energy of loving myself, that and take the step that I can take even when I'm uncomfortable, my discovery of the steps has been revealed through that process.
So Stephanie, have you ever had a time when like you were confident in yourself and you had all that and nobody else around you believed in it? And I'm just saying, and maybe there was that fear there of if I go and do this thing, I'm going to be losing.
Mm.
Have you ever had that a story where that has happened?
Well, I have multiple experiences. Even in college, I wanted to study abroad. That had been a lifelong dream for whatever reason, to study abroad. And family, really didn't think that it would happen. They weren't really super supportive. There wasn't a lot of encouragement around, yes, we believe in you, go do this thing. And I walked through that process of figuring out, all the steps that would be required. The university that I was going through didn't have the program that I was looking for, so applying to another program, getting all the pieces in place. And then I remember telling my family, like, I'm going to France, and they couldn't believe it because they just didn't think, that either it wasn't a priority, or I'm not sure, but there was definitely not a lot of support there in the beginning. And then another experience, which is the story that I share in the book Short, Sweet, and Sacred, was moving out to Santa Fe to be with a significant relationship, a man that I was in love with, and not having any support from family. And even though there was a lot of fear around, will this work out? How will I get a job? How will I, meet people moving across the country? Really listening to my intuition and knowing in my heart that it was right, even though at the level of fact, there were family members and friends and all the people just kind of arguing for, it's going to be difficult. You're not going to be able to find a job. You're not going to be able to sell what you need to sell. And we're not supporting you in this, and kind of having that around me and just continuing to tune in to that higher guidance and trust the process. So both of those experiences have been an experience of cultivating a sense of authentic confidence that I couldn't have thought of at the beginning, but it was in the process of taking the action and going through that experience that confidence was cultivated and now a part of me.
So, there's that part where you've made that decision to move on, and then there's a part of me that no, I'm going to just stay here where it's safe. I know how to do this. I know how to do this. And, however, there's that pool. And I was just thinking about like the override, and how for me that override is sometimes it's just me. Mostly it's just me. And then I get to the other side and it's like, yeah, this is it. However, it's in a situation right now, it's like, you know what? You're here. Be content. Do what other people in their 70s are doing. Everybody, stay put. And there's a part of me that just overrides. So have you've I know you've overridden that, and where is that point where you make a decision, take a deep breath, and you ask for divine light, the next right thing? So do you have any stories about the override? I think that's a great name for it. Wait, I'm overriding.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, and as you were talking, it also reminded me of, our most recent change, moving from Texas to Colorado and having the comfort of 20 plus years living in Texas in an established, place with established friends, established routine, family, comfort, and all those things. But feeling that desire, feeling that pull for something more, and giving it voice, giving it specificity, painting a picture. If I didn't believe that this were impossible, what would it look like? What would I do? And learning through this work that space where we have to override, it's good news that we can see it because we know it's an indication that we're growing. And so, all throughout this process of transitioning from Texas to Colorado, and also feeling the grief that comes sometimes from letting go of the old, even though you know that the old is no longer, even though there's comfort to it, that you've moved beyond that container of comfort. Um, and being willing to feel all those feelings of the transition of being where you are to welcoming in where it is that you want to be, and knowing that it's not a one and done thing. It's a moment to moment decision where you're recommitting and you're recentering back into what would I love, what's the vision, and and then asking what's the next empowered step that I can take, and also trusting that that desire that we have, whatever it is, whether it be to move or to, grow in our vocation, that understanding that that desire is life itself wanting to expand through us. And what's helped me a lot is knowing I wouldn't even have this desire to grow in my business, to grow, in this whole new adventure with our family, if the path, the solutions, the people, it was all here to bring it about or something greater still. So just every time the doubt and the fear comes up, the override point is saying, okay, I'm at the edge of what I've known and I'm willing to be uncomfortable because I want what's on the other side of what I'm overriding. And I've been in the process of cultivating greater self love and greater confidence by really befriending that part of me, putting an arm around that part of me that wants to argue for being not enough, or I can't, or it's not going to work out, or all the many seductive ways that that critical part of me will speak to me that would keep me staying in the comfort zone. So there's definitely been multiple times in my vocational journey, but as you were sharing, it reminded me of our most recent move and the fear that we had to overcome to make this experience welcome.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like you're in a new you're in a new environment. You're in the mountains. There's some people that but and that I was just thinking about how you know if this is my guess is that you're turning up the volume even more on your um, believing and your practices.
Yes.
In other words, it by making this move, you're everything in your life has been highlighted as brand new. So it's even getting more in touch with that. So you're up there. I said up there. You saw the beautiful snow-capped mountains yesterday. and and has it been a journey for you of turning up the volume on your believing in
Absolutely.
yourself? Tell me more.
Well, this year, you know, I'm so grateful that we continue to stay in the study and we continue to keep coming back, and studying these life success principles because we know that they don't change, but we change. And through that repetition of study, of study, of study, it's like you can know about it, you can know that they work, but then boom, you are willing to apply them in your life and you begin to really practice them. And so I've certainly in the last year really turned up the dial on noticing what I'm noticing and paying attention and reminding myself, that this, how I'm feeling and what I'm focused on isn't a match to what I say I want. And what can I do to stay more and more. In the past, it would be trying to figure it out, trying to make it happen, work harder, struggle, to a shift in the practice of staying in harmony with being a match to love, being a match to creativity, being a match to, greater prosperity, being a match by holding myself and noticing my state and doing the practices of connecting with the vision, raising my awareness through study, reminding myself, what is within me is bigger than what I'm facing right now. And even though I don't know how, I know that the resources are here. And I align with the energy of gratitude and I make it welcome. And that's a process. So that, and like you said at the beginning before we got on, we could stay where we are or we could grow. And one of my deep burning desires is just to know myself more with the capital S, um, through the process of allowing, myself to be pulled in that discovery of growth, that I'm partnering with spirit, I'm not alone, and I am way more than my history, my personality, or what's in front of me. And so working with that practice has helped me to stay in a greater state of calm and ease as I move forward.
One of the things I know that you've put yourself into action is you developed a new program, which congratulations. And the program is all about confidence, isn't it? Can you tell us a little bit about that? I'm so excited to hear more about that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to share. As I've been in this journey of growth, there's, we know, pay attention to that desire, pay attention to that longing. And I'd had a longing to focus in on, supporting people with greater confidence, greater self-love, because that's been my journey. I know firsthand. And it was speaking to me for a number of years, but it wasn't until at the beginning of this year where I had a moment where I was able to get quiet. And the idea came of this program that's called Bold, Beautiful, Brilliant.
Oh, I love it. Bold, beautiful, brilliant.
Yeah,
Oh,
helping women to transform their inner critic into their inner champion so that they can shine their light, give their gifts, and fulfill their mission in business and life. And really supporting people and knowing that each one of us has a light to shine, each one of us has a gift to give. And we can easily hold ourselves back, keep ourselves small, dim our light in some way. And so this is a structure to support people and cultivating greater levels of authentic confidence, talking about that partnership with life, and greater levels of self-love so that they give their gift that they're here to give. And whether it be to be the best mom, the best business leader, the best partner, that each one of us has a light to shine.
This is so exciting. I'm really excited. So we'll put some links in we'll put some links on the page. But if you could, and I know we're almost running out of time. If you could just like give us like one little tool to like a taste of what that a taste of like possibly step one, that you would suggest for the entire planet, and I know you work with women, and probably, and it could be for anyone, but
Yes.
why don't you give us a little taste? It's like one tool, if you could, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, one of the things I invite people to consider and meditate on is the idea is that each one of us is designed for greatness. That just like the acorn has within it everything that is required to become the mighty oak tree that it is. But not every acorn will become an oak tree. They need certain amounts of sun and water and nutrients to grow into that mighty oak tree that it is designed to be. And that every single one of us has that within us. And to begin to open up, to raise yourself to that awareness and to say to yourself, if I really believed that I was capable, that what was within me was capable of creating whatever I would love, what would that look like? And to allow yourself to put the hows on hold, know that that's, that part of us that argues to keep us small. It's part of our human nature, but to set that aside and just allow yourself. And even if, when you ask yourself, if I really believe that what was within me was capable of creating whatever I would love, even if you feel like you don't know, I invite you to just engage with the question. Because if you allow yourself to just keep questioning, what would I love? What would I love? Ideas will begin to come to you, and pay attention to that longing, that desire that you feel. And I invite you to consider that that longing that you feel is life itself wanting to express through you by means of that desire. And that is the vehicle. I invite you to know that is the vehicle that will help you discover and unlock that capacity for greatness. So,
Wow.
so pay attention, know you're designed for greatness, and allow yourself to think into what you would love.
Wow. Thank you so much. There you go. What would I love? What if that was the only question we ever had to ask ourselves, period? Amazing, isn't it? Well, what I'd like to do now is what can we hold as a community for you in your particular journey? Because I know it takes a village. This is all about we, not singular handedly doing all this. And so, what would you love to have us hold for you for anything? You name it. We're here to support you, Stephanie.
Well, I would love, just the ongoing ability, to stay in that vibration of shifting and uplifting. And that I know that as I do my work and stay in that high mindset of thinking, that my answers, my solutions, my resources are here to make welcome the people that are here to support and serve, so that I can be a contributor amongst all of you in my corner of the planet doing my work to shift and uplift others. So just that I stay in that high vibration and keep taking the next empowered steps to make welcome those people that I can put my arms around and love, and help them to cultivate greater levels of self-love and self-confidence, so that those people can do their part to shift and uplift the planet. And together we're all collaborating to grow.
We're all hiking with you up in the mountains. Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, here we go. We got some energy coming here. Get ready for the law of receiving, Stephanie. This is from all over the planet. It's coming at you, okay? We totally see you. We totally believe in you. We totally so appreciate the light that you are. Whew. Got it?
Thank you. Accepted and received.
So it is.
So
Thank
it
you so
is.
much.
Thank
Knowing
you
that
so
your
much.
best work is your next work. And I love it. And What a journey this is on. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, and blessings to everyone.